sure? You sure? You know what that's from? It was a great, a horrible Ben Affleck movie called Geely.
Oh, okay, that's the one with Jennifer Lopez, right?
Yeah, Jennifer Lopez, but more importantly, Christopher Walken. And there's a scene where he I'm paraphrasing, but there's a scene where he's talking to Ben Affleck. I've never seen the movie. I've only seen this clip, so this is the only context I have for this movie. But it's fantastic, and I always have it in my mind when I hear "You're sure." I'm gonna do a terrible Christopher Walken impression, but he's like, "You're gonna go get some ice cream. Ice cream's so good, you're gonna want to scoop out your brains and put it in your head. You want to get some?" And Ben Affleck's like, "No," and he's like, "You sure?" I always think of that.
You sure?
You sure? Always makes me laugh. Welcome back to I Love Hitler with Marco, hosted by Marco Ariaga. I don't know why he has the podcast. He invited me onto the podcast. I was like, it's a strange title.
Yeah. So, what was your favorite thing that Hitler ever did?
Oh, man. Die.
Yeah. Ooh, there you go.
Yes.
Turned it around.
Yes. That was my favorite part of his career, was when he died. Because then his art just was so much better, you know? You appreciate people after they're dead, right? I'm just kidding, for fuck's sake. I'm canceled now.
I'm canceled. Ryan Bourassa, the 420 comic.
Yeah.
Canceled.
Finally,
they got him.
After all the things I've said, I've deleted videos. I have. I've gone back through and checked out shit that I've posted before that I just don't remember, you know?
Yeah.
I go on Twitter, @RyanKickassa, and then I put one keyword in there, and I go, have I ever tweeted something with this word in it? And I go, oh all right, well, delete. Let's do that now.
I've ever...
I'd rather do that sooner than later.
I don't want to say
and,
that.
I mean, not just because to protect my own ass. I don't want to actually get canceled, but I don't think I could unless I was... I don't know. I'm a nice fella.
It would take a big shit.
Nice, non-creepy, very woke fella, but you know, it might as well delete it now. And even just to protect my own ass and it's censorship and whatever. But like, also they're just not funny jokes. Everyone that I went back and I did find, I was like, oh yeah, I did tweet something with the word faggot in it. I was just like, oh, well, it wasn't even that funny of a joke anyway. And
there's no substance.
I don't want this joke to represent me just on a funny quality.
Yeah. You're like,
if I went back and it was like the best faggot joke I've ever seen in my life,
I'm
retweeting this right now in 2019. Like, deal with it. Deal with it, gay boys.
All right. Well, so I always like to start off my show by a constant running joke that this show is not sponsored by the beer that we're drinking.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not sponsored by Modelo.
But we are sponsored by the UFC.
That's the flip side to it.
Yeah.
They're like, we don't... Modelo personally does not
Also, we're sponsored by Metallica.
By
sponsored by a lot of things. We have a lot of brands just around us at the moment, actually.
Yeah, Black Plague. This is Pizza Port Brewing. Yeah.
It says bacon and eggs. It doesn't taste like bacon and eggs.
Oh, it does taste like bacon and eggs.
Are you fucking kidding?
No, dead serious.
You gotta crack that open in a second, because I wanna throw up on camera.
Papa wants it.
That sounds disgusting.
No, it doesn't really taste like bacon and eggs. It's like a breakfast stout.
I found that I don't. Oh, so it doesn't taste like.
No, it does not literally.
I've lost interest. I don't even care anymore.
No, it's actually really good though. It's really good.
I found that I like eggs less and less as my life continues, because every time I eat them, or get them near my face, it smells like farts.
And now you just associate eggs with farts.
That and White Castle.
Oh,
White Castle smells like farts.
It smells like the diarrhea that follows right after.
Yeah, sure. I'm sure it's made of the diarrhea. I hate that shit. But seriously, eggs smell like fucking farts.
You're
to
from
me.
the East Coast.
Yeah.
White Castle is huge out there. Or is it just like?
Is it?
I don't know. Well. Okay,
I never paid attention because they came out with that movie.
Yeah.
And even when that came out, I was probably a teenager. but I wasn't some dumbass stoner like I am now. But uh,
In 2019,
when that
Brian
stupid white
Bourassa was there.
right when that stupid White Castle movie came out, I was just like, oh fuck this stupid shit, and I just immediately hated the restaurant too. I was like, fuck this movie, fuck this restaurant. I'm not even interested just because it seems so stupid to me. This
Have you eaten it?
Yeah, a couple times. And the worst time that it ever happened was driving with Mikey Slyman, Ralph Tizella, Kool-Aid, and myself. We're going to California in Mikey Slyman's car, and we stop. They get White Castle, and I was like, I can't eat White Castle. It smells like farts. They offered it to me, and I was like, I'll try it again. And I get it up to my face. It's like, nope, somebody else fucking take this. And then I sit in a car with 3 grown, sweaty comedians all eating White Castle. It was just like, ugh.
That's the 8th layer.
It smells like puke. It like, I don't know what it is about White. And also, they should call that restaurant Mostly Bread. Like, hey, welcome to Mostly Bread.
Well, welcome to Mostly.
Would you like mostly bread
with a little
today?
bit of what you think is hamburger?
Would you like bread that I wiped my ass with?
You can buy it by the sack.
Yeah, you can get the one that I wiped my ass with, or the one where we threw up on the floor and then wiped it up a little bit with the bread.
That's Thousand Islands.
And then we get the little scabby meat thing.
That is literally the worst patty I've ever seen.
It looks like they shaved a hamburger. And they took what came off.
They're just out there, just like almost like a potato peeler,
right?
You know, just straight to the cow, and they're like, "This will do for a White Castle burger."
Like that shit that they run across wood to make it smooth. What the fuck is that called? A sander. They run the sander across, and just a little shave of disgusting ass meat.
Ass meat.
Ugh.
All right.
It's a disgusting place. We're not sponsored by White Castle.
We're not sponsored. I think I've only legitimately had it once, and it was with when I went to Chicago for the first time with like my high school girlfriend.
Oh.
So it was like the first thing that they were hyping it up. They were like, "You got to try this. This is the best burger ever."
It was in a movie.
Yeah, it was in a movie, and then also I love that movie.
Wasn't it Harold and Kumar?
Yeah.
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 I'm sure I'd love it. No, I bet it doesn't hold up.
Definitely not.
I bet it's creepy and weird. I bet there's
because there's like a scene where they
there's got to be some shit with women.
They go to like that like super southern guy's house and they think they're gonna kill him, but then the wife is super hot and then the wife tries to get them into a foursome. But it's like kind of creepy at that moment, I think, because I don't know.
Okay,
maybe
I just immediately imagined a scene where a woman with a wonderful butt walks by, and then the guys say something funny, camera turns, we see the butt. Much like we would probably do in real life, honestly. Like it happens. I mean, there's gorgeous people everywhere. You just gotta not be an asshole about it.
Yeah.
But
how do you not be an asshole about it and be like, you have a nice butt? I feel like it's kind of hard. Or maybe is there like a fine line where you can be like, where you can look and you could be like, okay, that's a nice butt. Or you're like really creepy where you're like, damn, hey, yo, look at this butt.
That's maybe too much. But actually, here's my trick: is wait for somebody else to say something.
And then you can by like circumstance.
I'll reluctantly comment. Yeah, she is quite beautiful. You're right. Yes, the parts that you pointed out are nice to look at.
Do I agree with your idea to use that bitch looks bad? No. She is a very beautiful woman.
I frown upon that. And honestly, I'm in a relationship myself, so I'm not going to pursue anything.
I'm not going to pursue.
If you put me in a corner where I have to say that she's either gorgeous or... Because those are the only options, apparently. I couldn't just be like, you know what? No comment.
Either you stay committed to your relationship or you say...
I feel like that's normal.
I feel like it should be normal.
I told my girlfriend that when we were going to go to a beach, I was like, oh, cool, I can look at all the chicks in their bikinis. And she was like, what? You do that? And I was like, I feel like that's normal.
Yeah, it's just there.
For everybody.
Yeah.
It's just The difference is you'd keep it to yourself.
Yeah, you don't
and
tell
maybe you're one confidant or
Yeah.
something like that.
like secretly.
But
like,
you don't catcall. You don't, you don't oogle. You don't bend
Yeah.
over and have your tongue fall out of your head or something
I
like
was thinking
that.
like the cartoons.
I feel
No,
like
I guess
I feel confident in that. I feel like even did all of this shut off? Is your computer good?
Nah, it's good.
I'm just checking. I'm a computer guy, so I'm
Yeah.
just like I'm worried.
Yeah, no, I probably like shouldn't have that on a timer, but
Everything could fall apart right now and we just lose all the footage.
Hmm.
But anyway, there's a fine line. I stand by that. I think. I
Yeah.
think even women check out dudes. Obviously.
Women check
like
out women.
What a groundbreaking thought.
Yeah.
Sometimes people check out other people. It's not just us fellas.
Us fellas.
It's not just us fellas anymore, Marco. Women are getting perverted too.
Yeah, they are. I feel like most women, not most women, I shouldn't say that, but I feel like whenever there's like women always will have that like way more out there comment where like, oh my god, look at her boobs. Those are like her boobs look so symmetrical.
Yes, I always appreciate those
like,
conversations.
okay, like, is this really the conversation we're having right now? Like,
right.
Be like, what if I was like, that dude's dick just looks like.
I've had that conversation.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. Yeah. You gotta point that shit out to whoever's with you. If you see some dude with some big fucking hog
You're like, that dude's a monster.
in his tight pants or whatever. We've probably countlessly joked about.
I feel like we probably
At
have.
Underwear show, there would always at least be one person in the room that would nudge me, and I'm standing there in my underwear, and they'd nudge me about whoever's on stage right now, and they'd be like, "Check out so and so's pee-pee over here." It's whatever thing they would say, big, weird, whatever, whatever adjective they felt like using at the time. But yeah, I've probably.
Yeah,
I have most definitely commented on men's appearances more than women because I
mentioned my balls more than
probably
most people have mentioned my balls.
Mentioned, tasted, smelled, caressed.
It's the faint smell of caramel.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I guess on that note, I'll kind of get to the questions that I thought of as I drove over.
When is this even going to be recorded for history? I'm kidding.
First off, where did the Godsmack tattoo come from?
Oh, Jesus. My dad introduced me to metal and rock and stuff like that. I've literally, like, all the people that I grew up with when I was a kid, like I had an Uncle Matt at the time. And I was always at my cousin's house, my cousin April, and he would play drums, and they'd just listen to Metallica and stuff like that all the time. So I was raised in there, and then the 90s came rolling around where I could make my own musical decisions and whatnot, and started getting into the weirder shit like Korn and Godsmack and stuff like that. And I just really, really loved Godsmack. I felt like I loved singing to them. I love singing. I'm a big singer, as you know. I'm going out to karaoke all the time. It's one of my stupid fucking hobbies, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's
fun. It's another form of attention that I can get in my life or whatever. I don't know. But yeah. So I always just liked. I just liked him a lot. Yeah. And
so
he had this tattoo, but I think the middle part of the lead singer Sully Erna, I think he has this tattoo, but he had the middle part filled in. I think, which I always thought was kind of weird.
Like it's like black, but then it fades into belly button.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Which. That sounds like the most unpleasant tattoo.
I feel like that would kind of look weird.
Do you have a belly button tattoo?
I do not have
You don't?
No.
Oh. Do you have a tramp stamp?
On my stomach? No.
No.
I wouldn't do that.
You got one on your PP?
No, I like...
You know what would be a great dick tattoo? It's a ruler.
Oh, that's a good one.
But... it's inaccurate.
That's the only way I can
so
imagine
it makes it seem like you're oh, this is how long a foot is.
You would go from like the 4 to like the 12.
Right. Yeah.
It's a grower.
Yeah.
That's
the only acceptable dick tattoo, I think.
Lightning bolts always like if I were to ever get a dick tattoo.
Yeah.
But on both sides, like Lightning McQueen.
Lightning bolt facing towards her, or him.
Yeah. So like,
and also towards you, so it looks like it's coming
like the Chargers logo,
like the lightning bolt's coming in and out.
He's just so fast.
You get to look down and you just get to see it. No, it's like you're casting a lightning spell or something. You can do a fireball as well.
Fireball. Just do all the Pokemon elementals.
Sure, absolutely.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah, psychic.
Just right on the tip. I feel like that one would be good because it kind of looks like an eye.
Yeah, you could do what was it? Hydroblast. I think that was
just like a water pump.
Water
like,
pump, yeah. Bubble.
No, we're just going further down the line of water attacks.
Yeah.
You can do bubble beam on there.
Anything pretty cum related, honestly. It's kind of the point that we're getting to, I think. Tee-hee, aren't we children? What do you call this? Am I the first guest?
Yeah, okay. So that was kind of what I was going to get into. First one, no, not necessarily, because I've done this before, some version of this before. And I'll probably just continue on with what I've had. But as far as this, like, I guess, like, this run, first one, because I wanted to have you on here, because you were one of the first people to put me on in comedy.
Gotta have the best. To turn you on to comedy. I don't know, to turn you on in comedy. Yes.
That too, because you put me, so it started with Underwear Show.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of the first shows, like, when I got into, like, taking comedy seriously. I saw that show, and I was like, that looks like a great show. That looks like a fun show. I love that idea. The idea of doing normal
They should bring it back. Whoever makes that, they should bring that back.
But it just, like, the thought of doing normal comedy, like, is cool. But these, like, I don't want to call it a novelty show.
Specialty show.
Yeah, like a specialty show.
Something that's not just a straight up showcase or an open mic.
Yeah.
People shit on it, but it's like that is what some people are looking for.
Yeah, and it's so much fun. Like,
and if you want to call it a gimmick, I don't care. Just don't say it to me in a negative way. That's all, because people say that to me, and it's just like, whatever. Like, what isn't a gimmick? Honestly, like, you just want people to come to your comedy show. Like, and the only difference between this is that we're in our underwear.
Yeah,
it's still a normal showcase, so it's still a normal comedy show. It's just with the discomfort of the comics having to be in their underwear and having to deal with that and stuff like that. So, I hate. It didn't happen that often, but the simple judgments of people that would occasionally happen. I had one person say that they wouldn't be on it because it's they're done with gimmick shows. And I didn't take any offense because I love this comic, but I was just like, oh,
gimmick show.
I don't think I could ever, and again, not as any sort of insult to this person, but I feel like I could never say no. Like, especially you have a weird show that you want me to be on where I just have to do my jokes or riff or whatever, just be myself. Absolutely. Like, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Exactly.
I'd love to do an underwear show in another city. I'm sure they're out there, obviously.
Did you hold on before I forget this?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Were comics ever, I guess, a bunch of them were nervous to be in their underwear?
Yeah, less than you'd think, though.
Yeah.
Like, the best part, the part that always made me happy was, I mean, obviously you're working with mostly friends too, but the part that always made me happy was having somebody who was new on there, who did the show, they had a great time, and then they go, that was really freeing. Yeah. I feel so great about myself after doing that. And I'm just like, that's fantastic. I didn't even imagine this shit to even happen because I don't know. I guess I just don't think that way. Obviously, if you put a show together, you're going to talk to everybody and they're going to tell you what you think, but I didn't think that positively about it, I guess.
Okay.
So I got people who are nervous, people who are very, very visibly nervous on stage. That always, that kind of bugged me a little bit. But I mean, if you're gonna get nervous, the minimum I ask you to do is just do material. Don't stand up there just talking about you being in your underwear and how that makes you uncomfortable. Unless you can make it funny, by all means, go for it. But I've seen people just stretch out 10 minutes of just
feeling very awkward on stage.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, you knew what you're getting into.
Yeah.
That's why I need. That's why I think all future bookings, whenever whoever hosts that show puts it back together, the underwear show, um, whenever that guy gets his shit together, I think for future shit, it's like you have to at least see one of these shows before you get on it, because if you don't understand what it is, then
yeah,
you're gonna go into it way more nervous than you need to be.
Mhm.
This is nothing to worry about. I'm not roasting anybody based on their appearance. I'm not
Yeah.
being mean to anybody. You know,
And the
it's
crowd is always like super
pretty supportive.
accepting and supportive.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I've ever seen like a crowd member like you've seen kind of people like not look, or like sometimes you'll make a joke about like
I say that I don't make jokes about people's appearance to you, and I'm just literally staring at you. I'm like, gay
lad, yeah. But yeah, I feel like the crowd never really cares as much as comics think they care that they're in the underwear.
No. There's a couple people, like that one show that we did where I'm hosting, and every time that a guy was on stage, there's a guy sitting up front. He would just look off.
Mm-hmm.
Off stage. He wouldn't look at any of the dudes.
Yeah.
Second, Hannah DeLu or whatever female comic we had got on stage, she'd direct eye contact, or not probably eye contact, but
not eye contact. For sure.
Yeah. He's doing the creepy staring.
Yeah, that unacceptable stare.
Yeah, you're supposed to stare at us all equally because it's about being funny. Underline.
You want to try this?
Cheersing? Oh, I'm trying it.
Oh, we should have cheered.
I'm so disappointed that it's not bacon and eggs.
I will find a beer that tastes like bacon and eggs for you.
Yeah, and then find the company and destroy it.
We're going to find a White Castle burger just for you.
Mm. Oh, my God. Ugh. It tastes like, it tastes like coffee.
You're going to make me feel so bad for drinking this.
It tastes like coffee with, like, charcoal in it or something.
Oh, I'm going to enjoy this so much.
It's so unpleasant. I don't know why you guys drink. Like, this is the perfect beer. That's right. Sponsor me. PBR.
Yeah, that is, I actually have a PBR tattoo.
Great.
Yeah.
I believe it.
It's my favorite. It's actually my favorite beer.
Fuck all you doubters. And I'm not some hardcore guy about anything, but
PBR.
In terms of a reliable, inexpensive, rather pretty beer.
Yeah, it's good. Good old red, white, and blue. Yeah. Tested and true.
It's easy to say when you're drunk.
Yeah.
Beer. And perhaps blue.
When we were at the bar last week, I ordered it, or I guess this was this weekend. I ordered a Pabst Blue Ribbon, and it was probably one of the first times I've ever said Pabst Blue Ribbon. Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's so wordy.
I'll probably never say it again, honestly. Yeah. That's probably the last time I'll ever say it.
Yeah. I just want a PBR.
Some good old PBR.
Yeah.
It should be PBRB.
Pabst Blue Ribbon
beer underneath. Yeah.
It doesn't ring.
It should. What's the deal?
What's the deal with PBR?
Let's break down PBR.
Okay, so this guy that produces this show. Any updates? Anything? Because I love this show. This show I've had the most fun doing in my entire life.
I love the show too. I'm gonna find that guy and I'm gonna shake him and convince him to be less lazy. That's probably all it really is. It's just I don't like the finding the venues part. That's no fun to me.
Mm-hmm.
Having to go to a place and explain to people, and then it's just like, ugh, I don't know. And I'm not as familiar with the city as other people could be, so I'm kind of waiting on our mutual friend. I got to sit down with him and talk things out and see what we can come up with. I think Millennium Phantom would be pretty great. I thought LA Comedy Club would have been pretty great, but they gave me the old thumbs down.
Have you ever looked at Bunkhouse?
I am a huge fan of Bunkhouse, and that was both Ian and I's first thought, actually. And he's talked to them. It's just probably a matter of talking to them again.
Yeah.
It's
following up.
Probably put a little too much space in there.
Yeah.
But as far as I know, I love that venue.
Yeah.
It's very nice. I did one show there. There was like over 100 people, and they had a photographer come on stage with you, so I got these gorgeous pictures. That's my business card, though.
Oh, is it really?
It's Bunkhouse, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was a really great show. Me and Randall Crabby Thompson.
Love Randall.
Randall Turbo.
Randall Turd me.
Turd me.
Turd
Turbo McLaughlin, rather, is what I was trying to say.
Is that his nickname, Turbo McLaughlin?
Oh, he goes by many names. Man of mystery.
Oh man, that's so great.
Yeah,
but that's awesome.
Yeah. That Bunkhouse show will be in my memories for a long, long time. I was supposed to get a show this year with them, but they didn't contact me, and then I didn't follow up.
Yeah,
like a lazy, unprofessional comedian.
We're gonna follow up.
I gotta follow up.
It's a follow up.
Yeah,
it's like baseball.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, when when you're shooting.
Shooting balls
in the baseball basket.
I don't know. Did you play any sports?
Just like mixed shit, like usually just during recess.
Okay, but never like you didn't do like soccer.
Just like socially, okay. No. But every time that I did do something like that, I would always be the goalie, because I was usually the tallest around, and I liked it.
Yeah.
I was actually pretty decent.
You wanted that game winner fame.
Yeah, kind of. Like well, I'm competitive.
Are you really?
Sure. Yeah,
oh man, I could never.
Being on leaderboards,
mm-hmm.
being like number one on a leaderboard on like an arcade game, like Pac-Man or something like that in a bar. I fantasize about that shit. I really do. I want to get first place on a lot of stuff, like video games. I'll beat the shit out of you in any game you throw at me.
Super Smash Brothers.
Maybe not that. Well, I'll do okay. I'll probably be able to hold my own. At least, I love Bowser and Snake. But what was I saying?
You didn't play sports because you
played, no. If you could give me,
you were competitive. Okay.
I was afraid of the ball in baseball because I got hit. I got hit in the face and I got hit in the balls with a fucking baseball in like 1 year as a elementary school age. Yeah. Sitting down was the balls one. Like just sitting down, minding my own business, fucking ball comes down, cracks me right in the dick.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then the other one hit me in the fucking head. Yeah, so I was always afraid of the ball. So, but in football, in middle school, they'd start playing touch football, but we would actually tackle each other. And we'd get in trouble for that. But if you could give me the ball, I could run very fast.
Oh, okay.
But I couldn't catch worth shit. If you threw the ball to me, I probably couldn't catch it. And I couldn't throw the ball either.
People always assumed that I was really good at basketball.
Right.
Because I was like stupid tall when I was like younger. Well, I guess I was like this height when I was in high school, which I guess isn't. I guess that was a while ago, but yeah, I was never athletic.
I guess I could have some sort of appreciation for. I don't know. No, I feel like I'm forcing myself in some way. I don't need to like sports.
You don't like any sports?
If it's you and me and we're like, let's play a game of horse, I'd be like, yes, that's fine. Yeah. That's because we're standing still. I don't have to fucking run around. I'm not running. I don't want to fucking run around.
Yeah. Do you watch sports?
There's got to be. No, unless somebody else is.
Yeah.
If somebody else is excited about it, I'm drinking, smoking in a bar. I'm stoned. May as well get into it too. Cool. I can get into it. Like I watch football with friends and stuff like that. I like fights the most.
Oh, okay.
I don't know any of the names. I don't pay attention to any of it. But watching two guys who are trained fighters fight each other is always very entertaining to me. I like basketball sometimes. I love highlights. If sports was just highlights, I'd be so into it. The only way you could get me to watch sports is if you mic'd all the athletes. Then
That's always fun.
I'd watch sports nonstop. If you mic'd every football player as they're out there swearing, I'd be like, I want to watch.
Talking madman.
Totally watching this shit. I'd be into it. I remember liking floor hockey a lot.
Really?
Tennis. I played that for a little bit. It's like big ping pong, and I love ping pong.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of decent at ping pong. I could be. Maybe I'm playing with people that are just as equally bad or worse than me.
Well, playing with somebody who's an equal match is always fun.
Yeah.
That's always a good time. I love ping pong. I played in the psych ward. The first one that I went to, I played ping pong for like 12 days in a row with a guy named Muhammad. Yeah. He was like younger than I was. Super nice guy. We were just both there because we were just super fucking depressed, and he was way better at it than I was, but he could match my speed. We could just have a pretty even game.
Yeah.
Essentially. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. He gave himself a handicap just so we could have fun, pretty much. But we'd stand there, just keep playing ping pong. I'd beg people to play it. It's just like, there's nothing else to fucking do in this place. This is the most entertaining thing. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I like ping pong. Yeah. Give me a sport where I could stand still and smoke a cigarette.
I love foosball for that reason.
Sure.
I could drink a beer and play table soccer.
Yeah, yeah. Darts.
Darts is good. I recently started getting into darts. Mm-hmm. I learned how to actually throw one. Though I'm pretty sure I throw it wrong. Throw it like a football.
Sure.
But it works for me.
I try different throws. And then I tell myself whatever did best that time is the best one that time, or something, and then I'll change again.
You're like this arching thing.
Yeah, the arch thing where it's like if I throw it higher, it'll arch down and right on the bullseye.
One day
sometimes works. I remember when I was in I was like a teenager. We were having like a barbecue party thing. My parents, all her friends and family and stuff like that, and they were playing darts outside, and I walked outside after like playing video games to go get food or something like that, and my mom pulled me over and she's like, hey, throw one of my darts for me. I don't think I ever even played darts until this point, so I was like, okay, and I closed my eyes and I threw it and I got a bullseye. And that was the very first time that I think I ever even threw a dart. I thought that they were playing a joke on me, but they all fucking like lost their minds. And not to brag. I'm not bragging or anything like that. I always feel like I hate telling stories.
Humble brag. I closed my eyes. I threw that bad boy bullseye. Everyone lost.
And then I won the world championship, and here I am, a huge success. Yeah. But I honestly hate saying anything nice about myself. Sometimes that sounded horribly depressing. Yeah. But I mean, like, I
was like, I love you.
But I mean, like, I don't. Yeah. I've done some cool stuff in comedy and in my life, and then it's just like, I don't like talking to people who are just like, yeah, I did this and that, so I don't want to be one of those people.
Yeah.
Like, you should impress me without trying. Like, sit here and impress me without you actually trying to impress me.
Yeah. Oh, it's way better, yeah.
That's so much more comfortable than just sitting here giving each other fucking credits. I've done this. I won this competition. I did that. And it's just, ugh. That's just my personal thing. I hate talking, any sort of bragging. Even just, it's like, I closed my eyes and I threw a dart. Like, I just feel so, like, gross.
What do you think is, like, your biggest accomplishment?
That I'm still doing it, probably. Honestly, that's probably my biggest accomplishment, is that I'm still doing it. I'm still getting laughs. I get paid to do it. It could be better, obviously, but it's not too shabby for where I'm at, and in terms of the level of respect and money that I've made and people that I've met and things that I've done. I think the fact that I'm just still doing it, because it's not easy. It's not getting any easier, and no one gives a fuck about stand-up comedy. And the next generation of people they like YouTube stars and TikTok people and all that sort of shit. So it's going to be harder and harder to be appealing to people. Yeah. Maybe I don't know. I don't know the future. But the fact that I'm still doing it is probably my best accomplishment. It'll be 9 years in March.
9 years.
March 27th. 2011. Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to put a finger on what your biggest accomplishment is, because it's like, is it how many people were there? Is it how well I did that night? Is it how much time I did? Is it how much money I made? Is it the people that I met that night that are famous? Because all of those things have happened, but they've all happened on different occasions. Is it who I've opened for? I've opened for some cool people.
I guess I more so think of it like, what do you think?
What I think?
Yeah, like personally, like what is, like, when you think back, okay, I've done this, I've done this, I've met this person, I've did this much time, but like, this is what's most important. And I feel like that's where your answer kind of came from, was like, you know,
Yeah.
I'm still doing it.
Yeah, I'm still doing it. Yeah.
After 9 years, I mean, almost 9 years.
I haven't given up. I've never really even seriously considered doing it, giving up, because it's like, this is one of the very few things I'm good at.
Yeah.
Not too many people try to do it. You only have one life.
And not even people that do try it, most don't stick around.
Yeah, you may as well try doing something fucking stupid that you enjoy with the one horrible life that you're given. You're gonna die fucking sad or something. Something awful is gonna happen to you in your life, or you get to suffer for fucking ever. Especially if you maintain a stupid lifestyle like I do. But
it's a hard lifestyle to live in.
It is a hard lifestyle, but
I think like.
But what comforts me, and is probably a huge source of many comedians' mental illness problems. What comforts me is my heroes, my idols in comedy.
Mm-hmm.
I've read their books and stuff like that, and always there's somewhere in there the line, I couldn't do anything else but stand-up comedy. I just couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would fucking, like, the exact thought that I have. I'll fucking kill myself if I have to do anything else, because once you get it in you, and you discover that you're not only good at it, but you love it more than anything, and it can make you money and whatever you're looking for, but get you laid. All the good things. Yeah. Once you discover that, it can be kind of hard for some people to go back to normal shit. I've been like seriously like without a regular job for such a long time that it feels like jail. Like going out back into the
real world.
All I ever did was retail.
Yeah.
Like all my jobs are like fucking retail jobs. So I don't have any skills outside of just being charming. That's all I got. Yeah. So I may as well
be charming.
Take a crack at it instead of waste my life doing something I don't want to do. Because I'm just one of those people that if I'm not doing the thing I want to do, I will go crazy. Guaranteed. Because it's happened. It's happened and it's still happening. So that's just how it's going to be.
It's an ongoing happening.
Yeah, it's occupational hazard, I'm afraid. Yeah.
What got you? I don't want to. What made you want to start doing this?
You did, man. I don't know. I was trying to do a gag, but it wasn't.
And you had a premonition
time traveling
gag,
gag,
and you're like,
yeah.
There's no way anyone else is gonna be his genie other than me. So I am no way, shape, or form the main character in this story.
The idea of podcasts made me want to get into comedy. It's just one day I hope to struggle as a stand-up comedian to eventually get invited to podcasts.
Me too.
I always loved stand-up, just watching it on TV, mostly Comedy Central and stuff like that. And The Daily Show was a huge influence on just my attitude and how you could make smart jokes, and that became such a very, very big investment in my just day-to-day thinking and how you'd approach your friends and talk to them and make smarter jokes instead of just whatever jokes. Obviously, you don't want to throw away any of the silly shit. Saying fart, pee pee poo poo caca still puts a smile on your face. We got it on camera. Yeah, so I just always loved it, and then I started really loving like political humor and stuff like that, and then eventually, after trying to be an actor and just trying to figure out what the fuck I wanted to do with my life, I moved to California to try to be an actor. I just got some background shit, and it was just like,
I didn't know you went there first.
Yep. Yeah, it was super hard, very aggravating, and I didn't like it. It was so hard to chase this sort of thing, and I moved back to New Hampshire, and just wound up going on a date to a comedy club. I'd never seen a live comedy show before.
Really?
And it was just like, oh, yeah. At the time, I never even thought of like, I always just thought of it on TV. Like, how do you even become a fucking comedian?
Yeah.
You just see him on TV. unless you like, because I wasn't drinking or anything like that. Not like as much as I am now. I wouldn't spend time in bars.
Yeah.
Now I enjoy being in bars with friends and things like that. That's a cool atmosphere to be in. So yeah, I went on a date. We went to a comedy club in Boston called Dick's Beantown Comedy Vault. It's
very mouthy.
It had a actual bank vault that was the green room. You walked through this huge vault door, you know, like a ton-pound vault door thing. Ton-pound? It was 1,000 pounds. Yeah, it was a huge door thing, and you go in there, and but anyway, that was before. But I just went to go see my first live show, and it was hilarious. And I would sit right up front because it's a small room, and the stage is high up, so even in a chair, you're looking at people's knees if you're staring straight. So you have to like look up. And Gary Goldman was on that show. He closed it out. He was the headliner. I didn't even know he was going to be there. No one told me. I didn't read any pamphlets. I had no idea. But I had seen him on Last Comic Standing. And anything that I had seen of Gary Goldman, I always thought he was brilliant. And very, very funny. And handsome. So muscly. But yeah, I saw what he did. And he talked to me. You know, he did jokes with me. And it was just what he was doing and interacting with the audience. It was just so fucking funny. And just right there, it's just like, okay,
that's it.
This is what I need to do. And then I just talked to a comic. I immediately talked to the booker, actually. I was just like, I would like to do this. And she's like, we can do this next Sunday if you want to. So I wound up doing it the very next Sunday. My very first show was a showcase.
Oh, damn.
I didn't know anybody. I didn't talk to any of the comics there because I was super nervous and shy and all that. But I killed it by my first show. I just wrote. It took me forever to figure it out, but I just sat down and just wrote my jokes out and then did great. Then started talking to the comics to figure out where open mics were, and then died on my first open mic. But it was all comics in a miserable diner. In Cambridge or something like that. It was, memories. But yeah, it was just literally seeing my first live show and having a powerhouse like Gary Goldman in the room, just persuading my impressionable, lost mind as like, what do I want to do with my life? I know I want to be an entertainer. I had done YouTube sketches and stuff like that, and I was just like, oh, internet comedy sort of thing. That's what I'll do. And then, oh, wait a second.
Yeah. Funny enough, that's what I was doing too, right before.
Yeah, but it was just very much realizing like, oh, you can be a stand-up comic. You just go to a bar. You just go to a bar and they have a show there. You sign up and then boom, you're done.
Kind of crazy.
Whether or not you're funny or not. I
mean, it's up to you. But yeah, it's crazy.
I don't even know if that's up to you, honestly. Like that might be a DNA thing where it's like you might never be funny.
I felt there's definitely that sometimes where you see someone, you're like,
you see delusional people. That's what it really is.
You're just like, fuck, dude. I know you want this.
Yeah.
But I just don't know.
There are guys in the scene. You see them, and then it's like, I've been here in Vegas for 3 years. It's probably pushing 4. And it's like, you still don't have a single punchline? After all this time that I've seen you perform, and mostly ignored your sets, but you still don't have a single punchline?
You're making strong eye contact, and I was like, okay.
What are you doing? No, I don't mean you.
No.
It's a show. I thought it was. I don't know what it's. I don't want to look at the camera. Like,
no.
Hello, I completely ignore you and just look at the camera. That's weird.
So in that way, they get the message.
Yeah. But yeah, there's delusional weirdos out there who should probably quit. But you can't say that either.
No, you can't.
Because it's like you want to let people do what they want to do. But every comic has that little bit of cynical in them where it's like, you could be an empty parking space.
I could park much closer to Rebar if you weren't here.
somebody else could be filling this 5 minutes right now, and I'm sure the audience would appreciate it too. So it's hard not to be a little bit mean about it, where it's like, just what are you doing? Better your writing. Like sit down, talk to somebody. I don't know. Talk to me. Talk to a therapist. Don't talk to me. Absolutely do not talk to me. I don't.
I am not that guy.
If you're new, fine. If you've been doing it for years and you don't even recognize that you're not getting laughs. Plus, you're not being social with the other comics too. That's another thing that is like a little bothersome. It's just like comedians fraternize. You know, we're all friends for the most part. Yeah. Some circles run within some circles, but for the most part, we all get along and we all hang out. And we all
see each other multiple times a week
and all that. It's like having coworkers or colleagues or whatever.
Exactly.
And obviously just friends. So it's just like you see the people that don't even bother with that, and they haven't bothered with it for years, and it's just like that's kind of weird. Hopefully you have a marijuana license so you can't buy a gun. You're a crazy person.
I remember one of the first times, like very early on, we were at Rebar, and you were like, "Hey, a lot of new comics," and I was like, "Okay." You were like, talk to him. If you see him lonely, say what's up, or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's kind of what comedy is about, you know?
What, being lonely?
No, like the camaraderie. Like, and that was like a very big staple, and that's honestly what I take most from that.
I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah.
And like I remember that night, because I was like, oh, not that I'm any sort of like great comic or this and that, but I just remember thinking like, oh, I gotta be that guy that's like, hey, if you want to do this, do this.
Yeah,
you know, it's fun.
Yeah,
and that's really what my experience.
I was gonna say Maya Jamie.
No. That's my experience in comedy. Is like you were one of the first people that put me on. You were kind of one of the first people that kind of brought me into circles.
Mm-hmm.
And then like Ralph, John Campbell was another one that really kind of
John Campbell.
Yeah, like really kind of was like, hey, you know what I'm saying? At the time, I viewed him as like it was like you and him, like Tyler Jolly, like like some of the bigger headliners that would still show up to the to open mics,
right?
And I was like, oh, these guys talk to me, kind of fuck with me, whatever.
Sure.
And I was like, okay, like I appreciate this, and now like the circles that I do talk to, like the people I do talk to, I'm like, these are some of my like favorite people in the world,
right?
And I've really, whether it's like their sets or their jokes and this thing, like I've had great experiences with those people, and it's kind of hard to think like a year ago I didn't know any of y'all. I didn't know anyone, like now I'm like, oh man, I can call you, I can no, I can like reach out to these people.
Don't
like,
call me.
Text me. Solely text me. Yeah. But just like I've made actual friends here as compared to just like, oh well, I know them.
Well,
I know this person.
Yeah, I'm glad that you brought that up, because I was thinking like I don't think I thought of it at the time when I first started, but it became real quick that it's when you're watching TV, you definitely feel that way. But I felt when I got into comedy, like actually physically started telling jokes on stage and stuff, I didn't think about it at the time, but you want to be friends with comedians. Who doesn't want to be a friend with comics?
Yeah.
The comic, every genre of every other fucking industry, like all musicians have comedy friends, like hanging around somewhere, actors, etc., etc. So it's like, who doesn't want to be friends with the funniest people on the planet? Yeah. Like, so that was really appealing. Once I realized it, I didn't even think about it at the time.
Honestly, some like my favorite times, like I took a trip with Anthony Victorson and Jimmy McMurrin to Flappers.
Name drop.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm like, I don't know.
Name dropping Jimmy McMurrin. Little Jimmy McMuffin.
But we went out to California to go do the audition in Burbank, right? And I remember Anthony was asleep in the back seat the whole time. So Jimmy and I were talking the whole, like, kind of like most of this drive. But then we get to the bar, and this was, I'm pretty sure, one of the first times I had really hung out with Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
I've kind of hung out with Anthony every now and then, but this was like the first time, like in this circle, and I was like, oh, this could be kind of weird. But me, I'm like, I'm gonna go to this bar. Like, I'm gonna have a couple drinks. Like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go do this. We're in California. You know, I'm driving. What are y'all gonna do?
Right.
But it was one of the most fun times that I had, and like, that kind of got me thinking. I'm like, this is what it should be. Like, not necessarily like comedy doesn't matter, but I'm like, this is how we should be treating each other, or like at least like the people that I care for in comedy. Like, this is what this relationship should be like. Should be fun.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, I feel like comics are, myself especially, is like, I need to be having fun most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, otherwise I'm just gonna lose my mind.
Yeah.
Like, because that's just, it's not the most healthy lifestyle in the world, but
yeah.
it's better than the alternative, which is just being fucking sad all the time. Like, I need to have a good time.
Yeah.
And comedy is just perfect for that.
Yeah.
The lifestyle of a comedian is just ideal for. It's exactly what I'm looking for. It's the only thing I'm good at, other than Photoshop and video games. So.
Speaking of video games, what's your favorite video game?
That is so hard to say. I'm gonna just go on a limb and just say 7 Days to Die is probably the most
7 Days to Die
impressive game that I've seen for a while.
Okay.
Outside of like Grand Theft Auto, I mean, I've probably put the most hours in Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh, it's very easy to do.
Yeah.
Mine was San Andreas.
Yeah. GTA 5, I've probably put 1,200 hours in, which is like 50 days around there. So imagine just playing 50 days straight of Grand Theft Auto. That's pretty much what I've done at some point in my life. But it's a great game. It's that might be my favorite game, honestly. I should just go with that. Yeah, it came out in fucking 2013. It still holds up.
Mm-hmm.
It still keeps giving. There's a lot of samey stuff in there, but in terms of like how I like to make content and stuff like that, it's you can do so much with it. It still makes me laugh to this day when you get hit by a car. And
just
flip
ragdoll,
over. Yeah. Or, you know, one of the many violent actions that you can make in there. It's just such a great, and it's fun to drive. It's like every kind of action game within one.
Mm-hmm.
It could definitely be an improved.
But don't get me started on me.
Yeah, I could talk about that for hours, but that might be my favorite game, honestly. But 7 Days to Die is really great. The first game that I brought up. It's the entire world is destructible, so you can like break down doors, and it's pretty much like Fallout essentially, but without the like 1950s aesthetic. It's just like the end of the world. There's zombies everywhere. There's some dangerous animals, and you have nothing.
Yeah.
And now it's like loot houses. Hopefully you'll find some shit, craft stuff from shit that you find. There's traders. Eventually there's going to be raiders, which I'm very excited about. That'll be a lot of fun. Fighting bandits would be great instead of just zombies.
Yeah.
And then the occasional wolf or rattlesnake or zombie vulture. They're
Is that because they're eating the rotting flesh and they're turning into zombies?
Who knows? I don't care. It's
yeah.
It's a very
don't
good.
think too deep into it.
It's a very pretty game too. But it's like Minecraft, but pretty and zombie orientated and crafting and all that. They're adding vehicles and it's still an alpha. They've released the game and they just keep adding to it. So it just keeps getting better and better, and they're one of the few great developers out there that actually listens to their players.
Yeah.
So, you know, people send ideas to them. So, you know, people are like, hey, maybe you guys should implement electricity because it's the zombie apocalypse. You find a car battery out there somewhere and you hook that up to something and boom, you got electricity. And then they actually wind up implementing that in the game. And then they use electricity to make traps and stuff like that where you have a spinning blade machine when zombies come by, cut them in half and stuff like that. So yeah, it's an incredible game, and it's multiplayer too. So I
Have you
used
played
to
this on your
do
channel yet?
yeah, yeah. I used to do I used to have a server with
Mm.
my friends, and it was an open server, public PvP server.
Mm.
So anyone that got on, if you came across them, you could shoot them and take everything that they have. And I did that numerous times. I had it done to me on occasion, and that's just the most kind of intense gameplay. So that's a whole other level of
Yeah.
7 Days to Die that I enjoy, because it's a massive map.
Yeah.
Where again everything is destructible, and you're going in through houses searching for shit. You're finding like military bases that are just full of ammo and guns and shit like that, and it's fantastic.
I
I
gotta
love
play
that
this
game.
game.
It's
This
very
game
good.
sounds great.
It's very good. Yeah, yeah. You can come over sometime. I'd sit down and play with you. It's like, just imagine like the game. Here's how it starts. You spawn randomly into a world. You have two options. You can pick a pre-made map, which is huge and has these fantastically detailed locations that oftentimes walking through them, some of them will actually tell a story, like a visual story, where you just look at the objects and you can put something together that happened. Like you eventually come across a super corn. You find some farmer that was making experimental corn, and so you find that in his farm, but you're sneaking through his house, killing zombies, and so you spawn randomly into the world. You can pick a pre-made map, which is what I always go with because it's just amazing and really detailed. And I've never explored the whole thing because it's so fucking big, and every building is either different or will at least have different loot.
Yeah.
And shit. Yeah, so you spawn into the world. Yeah, you can do a random map, which is just completely randomly generated. So you walk in a direction, and buildings and terrain will spawn as you go. And then you're naked, so you have to grab.
Oh, is that deep?
Yeah, you grab sticks, you grab stones, you grab plant fibers. You make a stone axe, cut down a tree. Now you got wood. Then you grab more plant fibers, make pants, and then you start looting, and hopefully you find better clothing options, better shit like that, and then you just keep working from there. You can dig all the way to the bottom of the surface of whatever, like pretty much like 250 feet down.
Is that the mantle?
Yeah, whatever. To some unbreakable stone, and you can build all the way up to the sky. You can build these extravagant. It's pretty much a tower defense game, actually, because you're gathering resources to build yourself a fort to protect yourself from massive hordes of zombies. And they every block is destructible, and gravity applies too. So if they break out the structures of your building, the roof can collapse and kill you. And yeah.
Oh, we're for sure playing this.
Yeah. I'd love to start a server again and get people to play with me. Harrison was pretty interested in it too. I've shown it to him already.
Look at you, name dropping.
Yeah, well, it was hard to show it to him because he has a child, and he's like, "I have to be a dad," and I'm like, "Harrison, just give me a half hour to nerd out with you." It's like, PC gaming is the loneliest gaming. It's so lonely out here in the PC gaming world.
PC gaming. Okay, I just got like 2 questions left.
Okay. I feel like I just talked for 40 minutes straight.
Oh no, we're at an hour
7 days
for
to
Die. You smoke weed.
Yes.
Would you say that you love cannabis? Would you call yourself the 420 comic?
as a gag, obviously, yes, but not really. I'd never promote myself with like some sort of stage names are so gross to me. Like I know a comic whose name is Jay Guptill, but he goes by Jay Grove. That's a perfect stage name. Great. You picked a terrible last name, or you got not a great last name. Yeah. I don't have a great last name either, I'd say, but it's my name. I don't feel comfortable saying anything else. It's always wacky when someone will walk up to me and be like, "Is your real name Ryan Bourassa, or is that your stage name?" I'm like,
Do you think this is a made-up name? This is the
Why
best
would
name.
I pick this name of all, like, if I had the option, it'd be like Ryan Cool Guy or something like that. I'm just kidding, because that sounds like a stage name. But yeah, I love marijuana. I consider marijuana medication. Absolutely 100%, because I've had a pretty long history of taking like antidepressants and stuff like that, and it works. Please, if you need medication, seek it. It's a pain in the ass, but it's really worth it in the end. Get Medicare or whatever the fuck it is, Medicaid, and get medication if you need it. But it never worked for me and my lifestyle and shit like that. You know, drinking with it, stuff like that, and weed was perfect. Not only did it give me an appetite, but it always put me in a better mood. It made me
mood enhancer.
It made me happier, obviously.
Yeah.
It made me feel more social, made me feel more creative, and it just made everything better. Like, I just enjoy everything. Like, this is how I feel like I should feel all the time. Plus, at this point, it's also totally recreational for me as well. But it's just I enjoy smoking. I smoke cigarettes on top of everything else, but I enjoy the feeling. It's nice. It's that the bright green light behind your eyes, as Open Mike Eagle would say, is I enjoy the feeling. So yes, I'm a big stoner fan. I started smoking at 24 in a barn. I just smoked it once, didn't smoke it forever, and just sort of like occasionally. Then I got into a relationship with somebody who was in the marijuana industry. And we dated for like 5 years. So wound up smoking quite a bit. Did a lot of awesome, cool marijuana-related things like comedy shows. Met Tommy Chong.
Nice.
We had a show that we would smoke and people would just hang out and talk about weed and comedy on Periscope. That was pretty decent. You know, not too shabby.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So weed has been.
It's been good to you.
I'm a big fan of marijuana. It's very nice. Marijuana is the only thing that could like, this is such a stupid thing to say, but I think about this all the time. Like, I don't believe in God at all, but marijuana is like the closest thing that could make me believe in like intelligent design, which is such a bummer because it was so illegal forever. Yeah. Like, all the best things are illegal, like LSD and shit like that. That's illegal, but heroin should be illegal. But, well, maybe it shouldn't be illegal. Like, maybe it's been proven that makes things better, right? Yeah. Make it legal, and then less people will do it. Yeah. So maybe it shouldn't be, but like, all the best shit is fucking illegal. I don't remember what I was saying. Weed, thanks. Thank you, marijuana. Making me trail on and on about how great you are. Fuck, I don't remember what I was saying. Okay. Well, I lost it. I think I'm gonna rewatch this at some point and be like, "That's what you were trying to say, idiot." But it only goes to show Marco wasn't listening to me whatsoever.
No, you were on a tangent. I lost it, but this battery is dying.
Oh, okay. And I'm so sorry, battery. I hope you feel better.
So I figured this would be a good place to end it with a nice old shred. Ryan, where can people find you other than Rebar tonight?
You can find me at Ryan Kikassa. That's RyanKickassa on Instagram and Twitter. If you go to allmylinks.com/Ryan Kikassa, you can literally have all of my links, like literally everything. Yeah. So you can find my TikTok, my Snapchat, my everything that's not porn related that I do.
Is that the only thing that they will? Do they not allow it, or do you just not link it there?
No, I have to. I'm going to do a separate one for that.
That's fair.
And like, I'll do a separate one that includes everything and that. So allmylinks.com/jokeslut whenever that comes out. That'll be a thing probably.
Love it. Ryan, love you. Appreciate you.
Marco Arugula.
God damn.
Well, you're so handsome and talented, and when this stops, we're gonna still be in the room together. Yeah. We don't just disappear.
Unfortunately.
Thanks for having me on. I'm really,
No,
I'm touched.
Thank you. Thank you for doing it.
Thank you for the opportunity and consideration.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of the PBS. And for your consideration, something. I don't know.
PBS.
PBS. Yeah. All right. Thank you guys. Appreciate y'all.
I'm gonna wave to the camera until it stops.